Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a good weekend, despite the crazy price action we got Saturday night through into Sunday morning. Yeah, I know a lot of people are hurting from that today and were yesterday, and yeah, I was away over the weekend, so I really didn't have any time to look at the charts to see what was going on. I tried to hop into the Discord and give my thoughts, but it was all like, yeah, get my phone out and type and see if I can add like a chart or two from my phone, which isn't ideal, obviously. But yeah, I hope you're all okay. I think that was probably the biggest, like, big liquidation run that I've seen on Bitcoin for over a year now. Obviously, we had when we came up into this 60k area the first time, that was a really big move down, but it was quite a prolonged move down, and one of those where it was just like a blow off top that just fell. And again, like, we've had a few more of those over the last year, but I think really like this was the biggest just unexpected fall off of a cliff that I can remember seeing since like last March. um so yeah, I hope, like, I know obviously portfolios have been damaged by that, but I hope everyone is okay and is trading today. And yeah, I just wanted to go over the charts really. So one thing I want to be like, the first thing I want to go over today is just the really simple stuff, like what does this mean? Why did this happen? What does this mean moving forward? So for me, I'm just going to start with this. So this is a really important range, in my opinion. So I like to draw my ranges from a high down to a low, not from a low up to a high. It's just, I feel they're better respected this way, and you can look at these things as deviations of the range, unless obviously it's not and it holds and breaks out. So this was the range I've been looking at, and we have had moves up and then moves back in, and it's kind of been chopping around here trying to break out. We had a really nice move out of it, and then it was this like attempt to hold back at these levels that we had the other day, which failed clearly. But we didn't make a lower high, lower low. We didn't make a lower low. We didn't breach the EQ of this range, so this is the 0.5 of this range. So we didn't breach that. We just came into a daily order block that's sitting at the low here, which, yeah, that macro, that's okay. Like, this could continue up and start to fall back down. If we are back in this range, then the lows are a target here. So you do have to be aware of that. The lows are there, and we could be seeing a move back down, especially to, say, 56k is going to be important support. 46k, sorry, is going to be important support. And then taking these lows around 43, and then we have these targets we were talking about like weeks ago of these 38k areas. Now, we do have to be aware of that. So there are now downside targets. If this didn't fall back into the range, clearly these downside targets are not there, because this could have come up, bounced, and made higher prices. But it didn't. So now we're back inside this range. So what am I looking for in the immediate future is, I am seeing 58,500 as being a major resistance right now. We can also draw Fibonacci, which gives us the 0.5 of this move down right in that area. On top of that, we have the golden pocket here at 60k, alongside a nice area of what was resistance, and it again tried to backtest as support. So two very important resistances to be aware of here. I'm not actually in a trade at the moment. I missed this move down. So I'd got into a long, this 60,200. Took profit and then got stopped on my long. And yeah, a lot of this is just a cascade of stop losses coming down. But I'm looking to get back into a Bitcoin trade. Like if I missed the low here and I wasn't here to buy this higher low that it made, I just wasn't around yesterday in order to trade that. So yeah, I'm flat on Bitcoin. I've still got an Ethereum trade open. I've still got a Litecoin trade open, and a couple of other longs as well, which weren't really damaged. A couple of other alts, I mean, which weren't really damaged too much by the move that we had. So yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff, but nothing macro bearish about this like yet. And if it does come lower, then it seems to be pretty good buying opportunities that could come up further down. What we also have, this is why I've got my negative fibs on here, is I wanted to show the negative 0.236 and more importantly our negative 0.618, which comes down at the low of the range. So from this move, if we're looking at negative fibs, we've got support that lines up really nicely with two key areas, so 38k and 43k, which are important areas of support. Now, if we do come back to this range, then I would probably expect these lows to be taken and to reclaim. So if we did come down, then we'd do something like that, or we'd come down further and then we'd bounce from there. But yeah, so I'm a bit croaky this morning. I had some beers and stuff over the weekend, had a nice little family time and things. So yeah, this is actually the first time I've looked at the charts for a few days. So I think that covers what I'm looking for in like the immediate future for Bitcoin. I do think 58.5 is going to be resistance. I do think 60 is going to be resistance. If we can then, let's just make this really simple. Let's say we come up to this level and we could look for, try to build support around here, which could give us another entry into a long position. So yeah, I think we'd need to wait until a local high is put in and this changes some local market structure, which it might be doing soon. So if this gets taken out, then we're looking down at lower prices really. You'd say that 56,500 is an important support for now. Yeah. So, I also wanted to, whoops, not my mic. I also wanted to show you guys, so if we draw a fixed range of this range, then we have our point of control coming in up here as well. So this 58,500, or well, 58,300 to 58,800 is going to be a big zone of resistance coming up here. Cool. Yeah, okay. So that is that. I also wanted to go over the move that happened as well. So let's just take some of this stuff off. Let's take off the fib channel. And do I still have, okay, so we had this 3 drives that I didn't really, do we have the channel on here? No. This is what happens when I'm just drawing stuff on stream. I just draw things and delete it and they don't go into folders. So what did we have? We had this channel. Okay. So this was the channel. There or thereabouts. We also had the ABCD, which I was trading. Oops. See, let's just draw it real quick wherever it lands. But maybe put this on a 1 hour time frame. So what I was trading last week, and this was my preferred scenario, was this ABCD correction. We did have a 3 drives, which would have given us another move down and then bounce and break. But at that point, like a lot of people have been saying, that starts to get into really dangerous territory and has the potential to do this. So that's a more dangerous trade to take. Obviously, if you know your invalidation, then you'd be okay. If you don't know your invalidation, you're in big trouble. So the 3 drives really, it could have ended here because we almost got down into the 1.272 on this bounce. So this was kind of the attempt to stay above these lows and above this little range here, and more importantly above 60k. But as soon as we really lost that and just failed to get a decent bounce, this was, looking back at it, it was always likely. So what was I doing? I had a trade back from like a couple of weeks ago on the weekly. I'd also opened a new trade that I was long from 60k. So I mentioned to everyone in the group that right here, that this was a major take profit for me. So I closed 50% of my trade here. I didn't short it. It was a Saturday. I was not at the computer. I was not looking at the charts. I didn't want to take out a new trade, so I didn't short this. But when you're looking at, you make a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high again. When price is coming up, if you're looking for good shorts, then this is one of them. You've got the top of the channel here. You're coming up into an area of resistance. So you're unable to break up above here. It's lost this level. You're coming back. You're back testing it. You've got your golden pocket here. And yeah, there was other confluence at that point as well. But for this, I was taking profit here. And then it came up and hit the channel top as well. So if you wanted to get, okay, I might take profit on my long, then you come up. You can't take the highs. You kind of fail on this second attempt to break higher. And that could have been a really good short opportunity, which would have been a brilliant trade. I know some people got into that trade. But yeah, it's all hindsight saying that. But if you're looking for good shorts, then that would have been one of them. And then what happened? We got this bounce down here. So if we take this, we got this bounce off almost the 1.270, which was just trying to hold these. And you could say that at this point was like, this wouldn't have been a great 3 drives anyway, but you could have said it was okay. Like, you can bounce here because you can almost do like 1.114 if you just really want to just say, okay, we're going to take the lows. But yeah, forget that. Then on this bounce, we came back in to the golden pocket area here, and it fell off a cliff. So and this is where we are now. So yeah, I think that just goes over why this happened. At this point, you're losing this. We're back below 60k, and you could go on to the really low time frames here. I wasn't watching this, but once it lost 60k, so say this is its last attempt at bouncing, it failed. These lows got taken, and then it just couldn't. There were no buyers coming in at all. This was all really low volume stuff. It keeps on falling down, falling down, falling down. You get to the bottom of the channel, And this is where stops start to, you get this massive chain effect of stop losses just being taken, liquidations from everyone up here, and it falls down, especially over a weekend. It just falls down really, really easily. Yeah, I'm not going to call this as well, like, I don't believe that anything is market manipulation, but when you see moves like this, there is a coordinated aspect of it that, like, you don't get something like this without a little bit of coordination from certain traders. And yeah, aggression certainly came in down here. But I also want to look at EXO. So yeah, I'm just waffling on a bit and explaining some stuff quite badly. I want to look at any trend lines we've got as well. Okay, so if we were looking at this as this breakout, so everyone got really bullish on this breakout above this consolidation pattern. We obviously lost that, came down below, and now we're back testing this area now. So this again is more resistance coming up. So you could say we're at pretty good resistance right now as well. You could go local, and we have this here too. So at this very moment, we are at local resistance. We have these bigger areas higher up. This could come down, get support, and then start to move up here before seeing a larger correction or something. But we'll have to wait and see. At this point, I'm looking for longs again. I do have 58,500, that area, as a possible short. I'm not going to trade this right now just because I have only recently got up and I think I need just a bit more time. I'm not interested in the short down here. I think, yeah, we might consolidate for a while, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Unless like this changes market structure or... Nah, I think it's gone. Like if you were in a short, then that was over here. Okay. What else do we have? Let's look at EXO. So I wanted to point something out on EXO as well, which is why, again, I'm not bearish. So what we did have was we started to get in some volume and some aggression on the shorts. To be honest, yeah, there was definitely heavy selling going on these bounces. So it looked like this was being, every time it tried to come up, it was getting sold. But look at what happened to our CVD and look at the delta here at these lows. The amount of people buying these lows. So yeah, obviously we have so many stop losses being hit. We have so many people getting liquidated. It's just insane amount of liquidations. But this is the first time, I think this year, that I've seen a spike on the CVD like this, like people just being like, yeah, I really want to buy this. So just so many market orders, market longs coming in at these levels. To get that much of a massive move up with the delta is just, yeah, quite interesting to see. And the delta that we have here as well. So that's quite interesting. Let me go on to the, whoops, 1 minute, no thanks. Let's say like 1 hour chart. And let's look at it down here. So let's go to 40 tick. And again, look at the CVD on this chart, just going crazy. So some of the buys that were coming in down here are 140 million. 258 million here. There was a lot of buying going on. And a lot of these as well probably would have been like 100x positions. Then they get liquidated lower down, and that's what causes all of this. So I do think that, I do still think the market is healthy enough. We are back in this range, but we have not gone below the EQ of this channel or this range. We have not changed macro market structure. You could say we've taken this low, but realistically, like, that's like this. It's not, yeah, this is just, that's not a big move. You wouldn't say that's a macro higher low there at all. But this most certainly is. So yeah, cool. We're at 20 minutes already. I don't want to leave this going on for too long. I'm going to go over some alts. I think that's probably covered everything I want to say on Bitcoin for now. Yeah, so in short, again, we have resistance that will be coming up at 58,500, 60k, and this is local resistance right here. Support, you'd then we'd have to look at where this does start to change market structure to pull, to get our confluence for any move down. Cool. Great. So Ethereum. Let's go to ETH BTC. Ethereum BTC came onto this monthly level, so it was in this range, broke out. I was saying at this point in time, like, holding this monthly level is very important. It did that. So yeah, Ethereum BTC looks great, looks really, really good. This is the monthly we have on this, and then clearly we will have another monthly, which is here as resistance. So we have a little range going on here on Ethereum. So it came down into this monthly, bounced into this monthly, which we also have the golden pocket here, and we'll see how it goes from there. On the USD chart, what I was looking for, and I said this on a stream last week, is that if we could have a move down into this weekly to take these lows and into this green area, I was like, that would be the ultimate buy on Ethereum. Again, like 2k would be a really good buy, and we did come down into there. We didn't get quite deep enough to get into this area, but we did come through some major areas of support. So 2150 I was looking at, and 2k was another one. So I had orders down there. I wasn't expecting them to get filled, but they did. So that's very nice. If you also look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, this almost, I think you could almost say that this was leading a bit more, because this did give us a much clearer indication of why, okay, if this was an ABC on Bitcoin, then this would have been the bounce for Ethereum and we would have been making highs. But to think of a 3 drives thing working with this kind of complex head and shoulders going on Ethereum, a very clear neckline and a trend line coming up, you're saying your 3 drives is going to go below. And again, that could, yeah, that caused a cascade of stops on Ethereum as well. I think a very similar thing happened on Litecoin. So let's just go Litecoin USD. Yeah, again, you could say you have support here, and they're not great. I didn't trade them, but there's a little head and shoulders thing going on here as well. So you think about the major alts and the structures they were making, they probably pointed towards this a lot more than the Bitcoin chart was. Litecoin gave some brilliant trades off of this. So this is this monthly I've been trading for like since last year. And what did it do? So as this big move down was happening, it came right down into this monthly level, bounced immediately within like 15 minutes up to this major level of resistance, and now it's consolidating within this range again. So this is what Litecoin's been doing just for as long as I can really remember it. It's these monthly levels are just the best levels out of any chart in crypto, and it's really nice to be back in this range and trading this. I think at this point we might be about to leave this range if we can move above 52,200 sats. Then that will be a really nice move higher for Litecoin. But I've said it so many times, these monthly levels are so well respected, and that was just another really, really nice example of that. Okay. Let's go over some alts. DOGE is still... I have no idea how DOGE is still going, and this is... This is what makes me think like the market could be in for a bit more punishment if this doesn't quickly start to come back down, because yeah, we can't have too many winners in this market, and people who are just... DOGE is like a GME thing right now, like GameStop. It's just gone crazy, but that's what it does, and fair enough to it. But yeah, it's a bit crazy. Yeah, we had some really nice, like Aave coming right into this area of support that I'd highlighted. So is this to be a back test of support into this OB down here and to take these lows? That was really, really nice. So, and again, it's closed its week above this weekly. So that looks really good. There's a lot of alts that look really good after this. Yeah, Algo managing to hold. Some really didn't really get too badly affected at all. BZRX looks good, so it took some liquidity below this monthly, and we do have this resistance coming down this trend line, but that looks cool. CRV, I think, is another one that looks really nice. Yeah, hit this weekly, got a nice bounce off of that. Yeah, just having a really, really quick look. EOS still working on this zone of resistance here. What does GRT do? GRT doesn't look great. Carver's still hanging out down here. This could be decent for Carver. Yeah, I'll just... That's fine. Link, backtest again. So it broke out of here. You backtest these levels. This was our previous all-time high back in the day. So broke all-time high, fell below, trying to reclaim it. You got a nice consolidation here. You backtest it, and Link looks really, really good. Really good. Ocean struggling a bit. Oh yeah, the only other one, I just want to look at VET, because I know VET's done really well. So VET was like hardly affected by this at all. It came back tested again its previous all-time high, and it's just been flying ever since. So you break out of it, you back test, and you go on again. So VET was looking good, but looks a little struggling up here. yeah, cool. I think that'll cover it. That's half an hour long on a video. I'm going to make some changes again to the way I do these videos and the way I structure them over the course of this week. But just for me waking up on a Monday morning and looking at what happened and just trying to give my thoughts on what happened, I think that probably probably covers it. Okay, yeah, have a great day, everyone. I will be around in the Discord. So, yeah, please do check out the Discord. It is linked in the description below. We have a lot of great people in here. We have a lot of people giving their thoughts on Bitcoin, and especially yesterday, like what was happening in the market, all these liquidations. We have some bearish looking stuff going on as well, which you've got to keep that in mind, I think. Yeah, all interesting stuff. I wanted just to highlight this as well. So I just updated this like off of a really quick phone chart. Our weekly candle looked really awful up until yesterday when we had this big move down, and it looks a lot more neutral now. So this was like a really nasty reversal hammer with a massive wick, no wick to the downside, but we got this, which is looking a bit more neutral now. Yeah. Okay, I think that is that. So I will see everyone in the chat and stuff, and bye.